Hey there, you're watching The Appreciationist. My name is Peter Hartman.
Hi, I'm Valerie Soule.
And I'm Samantha Barley.
Tonight we're talking about innovation of personal development. Yay! Well, thank you very much for being here. This is the last show of 2016. We did it. We made it. I mean, we're counting our chickens before they hatch, but I'm assuming we're all going to make it for January 1st. So that's it. Another year under our belt. Really fun. I want to talk about in this episode later on. I want to talk about sort of the feeling that I want to have for the new year, the changes that I'd like to make, not specifically what's going to be done, but just the idea of innovating with personal development, both with Teal Away and with what we're doing, just generally speaking. So look, if you're in the mood for the new year to try new things, to step outside of your comfort zone, to go where you've never gone before, that's what we're going to be talking about here this evening. But before we get to that, I have to let you know in a very important segment what I learned this week. This week's learning comes from Samantha Barley again here. She sent me something really, really cool. It was an article about breathing. So it turns out that when you inhale, you remember certain things more than when you exhale. Your brain literally programs the thoughts and ideas that you have when you inhale more deeply than when you exhale. Okay, so you can imagine you're in a scary situation, you're in some trouble situation, you're breathing in more. When you breathe in quickly, you inhale more often, and that cements what you're seeing and what you're thinking more deeply. So if you look at a picture of, if you see a snake, for example, and you're scared, you start breathing in, well, your ideas and thoughts and images of that snake will be more deeply ingrained in your brain than if you breathe out. This is specifically through the nose. If you breathe in through the nose and you breathe out through the nose. It's kind of interesting how breathing, this study suggests how breathing changes your brain, like literally programs your mind. And this
it really talks a lot about fear and how the breathing affects certain emotions. And so, I mean, to me, when I was reading it, it sounded like it made complete sense. Like that if you're in a like a fearful situation and then what it said is you're more quickly to react, you're living more fearful emotions, but then you're more in tune, right? I don't know if it says that exactly, but it's something like that.
Yeah, you're more aware of what's going on.
Yeah, so to me, like I was reading and I was like, well, this is awesome because it makes sense to me already. We talk a lot about meditation and breathing and relaxation and all these techniques, and but we never had the like data. And so this article, it's like it's proving that, well, it's starting to prove that, you know, our breathing really does affect our emotions, our memory, all of that. I found it very cool.
Yeah, what I found especially interesting is that it actually like rewires your brain, like it programs your mind. I think we all sort of get the idea that your breathing influences your emotions, but I never really thought that it went so deep to actually program your mind. And it lends itself to things like meditation, how important it is to control your breathing, to practice breathing, because you know, we're living in an age where you don't need to be so hyper aware of the things that are fearful to you, you know, and there are things that we're afraid of that we don't need to be afraid of. So if you find yourself hyperventilating, well, calming yourself down, breathing calmly, breathing through your mouth or things like that will help you to sort of pass over those fear moments as opposed to ingraining them more deeply. You know, you go on a date with someone, you're like, how's this gonna go? Well, no, don't do that. Calm yourself down because you're gonna program your mind. It'll be more cemented in there. Anyway, that was really cool. Really nice article. Thank you, Sam, for sending that to me. I know I learned a lot this week, namely how to play a song from the 90s called Love Song by Sky.
Val wants to add something.
Yeah, I wanted to add something about, because I think it's really cool what you found. I really like it. What I like about it also is that how immediate that is. Like, you know, it's how it rewires your brain, but right away. Like there's no, you know, gap or anything. So I like that a lot.
It's a useful tool, right? Yeah. Yeah, and I imagine that we're going to find out more and more about breathing as we go on, because if it's true for fear, I imagine it's true for excitement. I imagine it's true for ecstasy, for bliss, for those loving moments. It must be true for those things too. I like the idea that there's a reason for everything. You know, there's a reason why I breathe faster. There's a reason why my nostrils flare. There's a reason why I have eyebrows. You know, it all makes sense. And Anyway, that you're absolutely right.
I'll
Anyway,
post it. I'll post it on Facebook. I don't usually post what I learned this week on Facebook, but I will.
that's a producer for you. Thank you so much there, Sam. I appreciate that. Speaking about appreciation, we're moving on to the most important thing we do during the show, which is called a moment of appreciation. And that's where we look back at the past 7 days. We pick out something that we appreciate. It could be something good that happened that's easy to appreciate, or it could be something that wasn't so great, but that we can see the value in today. Anybody have a moment of appreciation? I mean, come on. We just had Christmas, right? I mean, I think we're all going to say Christmas or something.
No, it doesn't always have to be Christmas. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it doesn't have to be.
I'll go. So 2. The first one is definitely you and me, Peter, filming outdoors on Christmas night. So if you guys have seen on Facebook, I think we posted it in my Self-Discovery Montreal group, plus on our personal pages, but just go to the group if you want to see all our videos. So our friend Luke, who's actually not here with us today, he's probably going to pop in at some point. He had posted a video of him being super silly, singing ooka chaka, and like just doing all sorts of dances and stuff. And he posted like, it was like a dare, like not dare, but he said, "Are you guys crazy enough to
Crazy
create a
video challenge."
Yeah, a video challenge. And so Peter and I, Christmas night, I was like, oh, let's do something interesting. And I don't know, Peter had an idea of going outside and filming videos. And then I was like, oh my God, we could film a video response. And so we both did a couple of very interesting videos. I just sang and danced outside with sparklers and stuff.
You just sang, it was hilarious. And it's to a song called Hippopotamus. I mean, if you haven't heard this thing, definitely go check that out.
Yeah, it was so fun. It was fun. It was really fun. And then Peter did a card trick, and then we filmed other videos and stuff. So it was a lot of fun. Like really, really fun.
Yeah.
Is that one of yours?
Well, I wasn't going to say that.
Okay.
And by the way, I don't only do a card trick. I show you how to do the card trick. I think that's a selling point. You can find that on facebook.com/self-discovery.
Self-Discovery Montreal, Self-Discovery Montreal. I'll post it on the Appreciationist Facebook.
Yeah, you definitely want to check that out. It's really, really, really fun. Yeah, that was fun. It was cold, but a lot of fun.
My second one is my dad came and visited for Christmas. So spending time with my dad, it was interesting. He had all sorts of interesting stories for Peter and I, all sorts of like, I don't know, all sorts of stuff. I won't go into it.
It was so fun.
It was great. It was great. Hearing like all my dad, okay, so my dad has a lot of admirers, I suppose it is. People who like, old women in his building, men in his building, people who just want my dad.
and appreciate him, because he really is a nice person.
Really appreciate him. Oh yeah, no, there was so much more, like people buying him gifts and all sorts of fun things. So yeah, spending time with my dad, and then being able to talk to him about something, personal that's going on with him, giving him my input, giving him some advice, a different perspective. It's almost like life coaching. Being able to have that conversation with my dad in person, because we don't see each other often. So that was a lot of fun, and I made him a sourdough loaf to take home for Christmas. So that was great.
That's really cool. You don't see him often because he lives in a different city, right?
Yeah, Kingston.
Yeah. I'm usually the most interesting person in a room, and I had nothing to say to your dad. He just entertained me. I just cracked up laughing. Tons of interesting stories. I was like, this guy needs a podcast. People need to listen to this guy. And he's so personable, and he acts when he does his things. It's just really, really fun. And they say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, but Sam, like, she must have rolled downhill, because her dad is way more. Why did I have to turn that into an insult?
You're always
wrong with me.
Yeah.
I got psychological problems. All right. No,
okay,
that was
that's New Year's resolution. No more insults. At least on air.
I think it's one of those resolutions that end by January 7th, just like doesn't really work. Well, that's really cool. Thank you for those moments of appreciation, Sam. Did you have any more you want to share?
That's good.
That's good. Val, how about you? I see you got a nice Christmas tree in the background there. It's still Christmas where you are. That's great. I love that.
Yeah, it's still Christmas. Probably going to be Christmas, until I'm ready to take it down because of, the effort that it takes and everything. first of all, loved your videos, and I have to say I like Sam's better. So, you know, just wanted to just put the competition in there. Well, I mean, besides Luke's, I mean, Luke's was hilarious. It was really, really good. So, okay, my moment of appreciation, I don't think it was in the past week, but it doesn't matter. But it's very important because I never, I don't know, I've never felt that way. So I have a friend of mine that I called one morning because I was in the mood where I needed to vent. So I said, okay, let's do that. And I know she's my best sounding board. So called her. I said, are you available? And I know it makes her feel good because she feels very useful when she does that and she's so good at it. So I said, sure, no problem. So I said, I'll come pick you up. I went to pick her up and we didn't talk about anything right away. I just needed to put gas in the car because it was about to get really cold and I didn't have much gas left. So I said, okay, let's go get gas. As I'm pumping gas in the car, I'm realizing that it's been only 5 minutes. I picked her up and already the world feels a whole lot better, kinder, more hopeful. And I'm like, oh my God, just her presence alone is uplifting. This was like, I don't know, it just touched me to, I mean, no end. I just in awe of this. It was like amazing. And so I just finished pumping the gas in the car, and then I get back in the car and I tell her, I said, do you realize that you don't even have to say anything? You're just, you know, just being you, just your presence alone is enough, and it's uplifting. And I said, then the world is a kinder place to me anyway, when, you know, and she's so good about receiving compliments. That's another thing. She was like, oh, well, thank you very much. I'm like, God, she's the best. I mean, really. So people like that, I mean, I'm so fortunate to have somebody like that in my life. It's just, you know, she has such wisdom on top of it. But yeah, so it was very, very touching. And so I could not say this on the Appreciationist. I don't care how long ago it happened. I think it's probably a couple of weeks ago, but I needed to share that with you.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. You know, we should all be so lucky to have people like that in our lives, you know, just their presence, you know, so improves the air quality. I was going to say, like, improves the feeling in the room and feeling in the environment. Well, that's beautiful. We got to meet your friend.
You've met her once, I think. Yeah, you met her once. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to rack my brain.
No, maybe. Yeah. I think you have a couple of years ago or something. Yeah, you have.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. That's a great moment of appreciation, especially this time of the year. This is the time where, you know, it doesn't matter how far back you have to go. You know, find those memories, find those feeling places, and recall them to mind. They're the gifts. They're gifts that you have within you. That experience that your friend gave you, unbeknownst to her, is still something that you carry even to today. So I really love that. And we'll make a standing rule for the Appreciationist. It doesn't have to be in the last week, okay? If you remember something from the past you want to appreciate, we'll take we'll call it Val's Law.
But at the same time, if we didn't have the Appreciationist, I probably wouldn't even pay attention to that moment, to the feeling that I had, you know? So that's also a big part of it.
That's cool. Just to be a little kind before I say my moment of appreciation, and this is true. I think to me, Sam is this person. She has that ability to affect the room that she's in, and I don't. Like I disturb the room that I'm in, but I feel like Sam has this calming presence, and I recognize that when I see her with other people, especially. You know, you can really tell that people really take to her. Just want to be kind because I insulted her in our last show for the New Year. I mean, why?
No, you don't have to apologize or make up for your insults, because your insults are love. Like, that's what they are, and I know that. Maybe some other people don't recognize.
Let's call them teasing. I sound like a monster now. Like, I'm training people to accept insults, you know. Just but you guys are all really nice. You guys make the Appreciationist a lot of fun. I'm gonna let you know my moment of appreciation right now. Honestly, Christmas. Usually, since I was a kid, I gave up on Christmas. I found it too stressful. I didn't like the social implications with there. I didn't like the forced efforts. And what I really appreciate is having somebody that I can spend Christmas with, where I don't feel that pressure. You know, I spend it with Sam, and the most stressful thing is figuring out what to eat. You know, that's pretty much it, and that's good. That's cool. And it seems like every year I have I just make the same side dish every year. These, what is it, green beans with mustard sauce and white wine vinegar. And I kind of like that she's interested in tradition and eating new things. So I really appreciate that because, you know, this time of year is fun, but it can be stressful. I think we can all agree that. And to be able to spend it with people who sort of get you is very rewarding.
I just want to add that it took a few years for us to get to that point where I was like, okay with not getting gifts, okay with not doing all the celebration stuff. It took me a little while, but I figured out who Peter was. And so even though like I'm not getting gifts, I'm getting love, I'm getting meals, I'm getting all that stuff throughout the year. And yeah, so just saying.
Look, I'm not a gift giver, but I am the type of person who will go outside in freezing weather and videotape silly things just for the fun of it. You know, that's what I try to offer people. I offer them my time, my energy, my good spirit. I always promise people I will do my best to be in the best state of being every time that I'm with you. I'm not going to come around you unless I have an intention to be constructive. And that's what I do every day of the year. And it doesn't change for Christmas. So
there's no obligations. Like that's the thing. Like that's how you've trained at least the people who are closest to you, or you've helped them to understand that you don't like. Well, I mean, I don't think most people like those obligations, and I think a lot of people do have a hard time at Christmas because there's like, you have to do this, you have to behave a certain way, you have to see this family member even if you don't want to, you know. And so like I like being able to give that to you. Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice. That's really wonderful. Look, all those good feelings too. Look, I'm a videophile, I'm a mediophile. I just love media. I love movies. I love TV shows. I just love all things media. And it was really fun to go see Arrival. We just went to see this really heartfelt sci-fi movie. If you're looking for a heartfelt sci-fi movie, Arrival is really good. It's not this action thriller, but it's immensely interesting. It's beautiful. It has a wonderful message, and I won't tell you anything more than that. Arrival. It's in theaters right now. It's really fun. And then I also saw Star Wars, which is the second Rogue One, which was the second installment from Disney, and it made me want to watch all the Star Wars again. So that made me feel really cool. When I get to watch something fun, especially with fun people, that's really cool. I'm hoping that we can plan a movie night with everybody. If we can go out for a movie, have some coffee, follow in Sam's footsteps. There we go. That's my moment of appreciation. If you have a moment of appreciation, definitely send that in to us. You can post it as a comment. You can send it anywhere that you can find us. Facebook.com/theappreciationist. Anywhere they can find us, and we'll read it on the air if you like. Love hearing those moments of appreciation. Luke, I really appreciate you. I know you aren't on the show today, but you've made this show really a lot of fun. Expecting you every show is really, really cool. Wherever you are, sending you warm wishes, and thank you for the video challenge. I'm sure there'll be more. What a great idea. So really quickly, so tons of really great ideas, but the one I want to talk about is the $1 billion energy fund that's started by Bill Gates and his colleagues. He's getting together all these billionaires, all these people with influence and money, and they put together $1 billion fund to revitalize energy, to find renewable sources of energy, to fund those things. So $1 billion is going towards something that's going to make the world a better place. I think that's wonderful. I think that's great. I've heard it said that, you know, Bill Gates, long after Steve Jobs is forgotten, there'll be statues of Bill Gates around the world because of the work that he's doing. And his wife, Melinda Gates, really has helped him to, from what I understand, really realize the importance of being able to give back. What it means to be prosperous and wealthy doesn't mean about hoarding and getting the most stuff and having the biggest bank account, but giving back. And over the years, I have been so impressed by Bill Gates and what he's doing. Definitely give him your attention, because whatever we give our attention to becomes a greater part of our experience. So why not give our attention to people like Bill Gates? Really wonderful person, on board with the giving pledge, giving at least 50% of your money to charity. That's incredible. I just think it's incredible. Okay, great. Today's topic, actually, I'm going to kind of follow from what I said from the what a great idea, this $1 billion fund. I have this dream, and I don't know how it's going to be realized exactly, but I just have this dream for the innovation of personal development. And right now I call it Happy for a Change, but the idea that I want to tell you about is, you know, there are 1 billion people on this planet with $1 in their pocket, right? Like, we do have $1 billion fund every day. Like, if we wanted to, the people on the planet who had the means, $1 a person, you could give $1 billion to any project that you want. You can make a billionaire overnight. You can make millionaires overnight. And it just drives me crazy that we don't do it. Like, and I think in terms of personal development, it would make me feel wonderful, positive, constructive to live in a world where every day, every week, every month, let's say, I am encouraged to donate $1 towards something that supports $1 billion fund. And I want to kind of get personal development out of like your head in this space only and into the real world, where when you help the world, when you influence the world, when you feel like you matter, you act and behave and think in ways that affects you and everybody around you. Like, I think purpose is really what is required to really innovate personal development. What do you think about that? What do you think about this idea? Do you think you could get $1 billion people to do something? Do you think that personal development can extend to community, to the world, to everybody else? I mean, maybe you do, but like, what's your opinion about that? What's your opinion about thinking about personal development in terms of being helpful to the world as opposed to just being helpful to yourself?
I think so. And the point that I would want to look at is when you're doing that, and you're doing that with 1 billion people, the sense of community that you would feel, you know, the sense of like, we are together. And I think that a lot of people for this personal development stuff, like they feel alone, you know, they feel like I'm the only one, or I'm the only one who's not feeling that great. And so like 1 billion people coming together and saying, okay, we all care about this thing. We all want to help something or do something, and doing it together would be very powerful as well.
Yeah, working together. I really love that. I started doing these dinners within our meetup group, Kin, where you're just coming together, you're just talking with people sitting at a dinner table. And whereas I'm more comfortable, you know, in a classroom setting where we're sort of learning things in a sort of educational, instructional way, it was very rewarding to just spend time with other people. I know everybody else is like perfectly normal. I'm sure Val completely gets this. But to me, it was like this strange thing that a dinner could have the same impact as a lecture. You know, what do you think about that, Val, about spending time with people and about extending your personal development like with other people? You said you met somebody to vent, but you meet people in all kinds of situations. How do other people play the role in helping with this self-development for you?
It's teamwork all the time. It's co-creation. It's yeah, they play a big role in it. And I'm so excited now that because I realized I was a life coach a couple of years ago. I'm really excited that it's a part of my life all the time, that it's 100% of the time. So any kind of experience I use as a teaching experience for me and others, if I can apply it to something that I can teach. So it's, yeah, I love living in that kind of environment with that kind of perspective. But I have to say, I never thought of reaching 1 billion people. I never thought of it that way, and I love the fact that you're bringing that to me. So you know that I don't know, that expansion. It's nice. I like it.
I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a cool sort of game to play where we all wake up and you just have to answer this one question, you know, what can we donate $1 to, you know, and then we have the fun time talking about it. Well, I think it'd be this, I think it'd be that. And look, okay, we don't start with 1 billion, we start with 30 million, okay? We start with Canada. We start with 3 million in Montreal, and then we go to Canada, and then we go to North America, and then we go to the world. And it's like those things. Look, if you can have a viral video, you can have a viral fundraising. Like, you can definitely have these things. Yeah, I really love those ideas. So I'm going to just say 2 things before we wrap up the show, because I know we got to go. But 2 things about innovating with personal development, and this is something that you can do personally, okay? And you'll let me know your opinion about these things if you have one, okay? First is I want to encourage people in the new year, and I know it's a little strange sometimes, but to explore different ideas, okay? To explore ideas that in domains that you might never have thought about, okay? If you never thought about robotics, check out robotics. Watch Westworld, you know? If you've never thought about underwater exploration, then check out underwater exploration. Even if you have no interest in it, just to start feeding your mind different thoughts so that you can make different connections. Because if you only ever eat the same things, then your palate, your ability to imagine what can be made with what you have available to you is limited. But if you have tasted different foods and different cultures and different places, then your imagination expands. So one way to innovate with personal development, whatever you've been doing, add something quirky, weird, different to it. Watch documentaries on subjects that you have no interest in. And even if you find yourself bored at a seminar that you went to because you have no interest in sprouting or sourdough bread or whatever it is, just allow yourself to let the thoughts swim over you, allow your mind to wander and see where it goes. And that's where we call, that's what it's called, it's known as generating serendipity. Okay, serendipity is a fortunate accident. Oh, because I happened to see this book, or I happened to hear this thing, or I happened to read this song, hear the song, it made me think of this thing that I wouldn't have thought about otherwise. And so if you're finding your life to be static, monotonous, boring, then give your attention to other ideas just for the sake of it, and then see how your fertile mind sort of takes hold of the seeds and grows things that might even be surprising to you. There are so many things, from the moment I started doing motivational speaking to today, almost none of what I do comes easily to me. Everything is foreign to me. Building websites, doing videos, all these things are completely outside of my comfort zone. They're not things that I would necessarily choose to do. Public speaking, comedy, whatever it is. But I do them because when I feed my mind this sort of content, what I come out with on the other end, especially for the things that matter to me, are varied. What do you think about that, exploring just different ideas, wild ideas? Something you like or not fun?
Definitely. I mean, I talk about that stuff all the time, about self-discovery, learning things about yourself, because when you're exposing yourself to all these new ideas or new activities or new things, you're learning. You're sort of like, do I like this? Do I not like this? Do I like this? Like, you're really like opening your mind. Like if you go in with an open mind, right? You have to go in with the intention of, I'm going to just see what I can appreciate about this thing or this subject or this activity, not just like, okay, this is what I do not like. And so as you're doing that, you're learning so much about who you are and new things that you can get interested in, right? Have a new hobby, have a new career, have a new friend, you know, like I think it's extremely powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like window shopping, isn't it? Like you're just going, you have no intention to buy, but you just want to see what's there, and you imagine yourself in that dress, you know, you imagine yourself in those pumps, those high heel shoes, you imagine yourself in that. I was going to go to a weird place, but I won't because I don't want to have to edit this video. Okay, I don't want to edit out my weird comments. What about you, Val? What do you when you meet people? Do you I shouldn't say meet people, but when you explore ideas? I know you're interested in books and things like that. Do you sometimes read books that are outside of your field of interest or anything like that?
I get so many, I sell books, so I've got too much choice. That's the problem. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a great series. That makes a whole lot of sense. There's a need for it, but there's no way I ever have the time to read it. But yeah, I'm definitely interested. What I really enjoy is when I meet new people, listening what they have to say about their passion or something that they're interested in, or a book that they read lately that made them think or something like that. I love to get that information like that, because then it gets me very interested and curious about it, and then I'll do research and you know, go more in depth into that subject. So I like that, getting out of my comfort zone. I like that too, and learning. I like to learn, definitely, but I have to say it's harder. I don't know if it's because I'm older, but it's harder. I am less patient than I used to be to learn new things. Like the piano I was supposed to learn, haven't done a thing with it yet. So not too happy about that, but I'll get to it eventually.
You know, I completely get that, and I am not suggesting that you learn something new every day or that you have to learn this deep skill. But you know what? I picked up the piano just the other day. Like I saw people dancing on a piano, and it made me think of you, Val. And then so I just went to the piano in the house and I just started playing on it, and I started playing with the kids. No intention of learning the piano, but if I could just do one more sound that I like, I just like the experience of that. And just playing that one sound on the piano made me think about all these other things. And so I say do things, even if you don't plan on committing to them, even if you plan on giving up, even if you just entertain the idea of doing it, I think you're doing something very good. And I don't care how old you are, we can all entertain ideas, at least for a little while. We got a to bring the show to an end. I'm just going to say one more thing for you to sort of explore on your own. We're going to be talking more about this in the new year because it's extremely valuable information or an idea. Pay more attention to principles over information. Okay, the world is filled with tons of information. You're like, what should I do and where do I go? But when you learn the power of a principle, then you tap into a power and understanding that goes way beyond accumulating information. Okay, so we'll talk about that later on. But I'm sure even when it comes to dancing, there are fundamental principles of being loose or something like that that go above the actual where to put your feet and how to move your body. You know, there are principles about how to approach things that help you to contextualize your experience. That way you're not just ingesting information, you're learning something very crucial. But we'll talk about that more and more. That's innovating. That's coming up for TLOA in the new year. Okay, last segment before we go, and before our calendar. What's for dinner? What did you eat in the last 7 days? I hope you ate something you appreciate. It was the holiday season. Sam took me out. We went out to Indian food with her dad. I had butter chicken, and now I'm set. Now I can eat Indian food because I know exactly what I want at an Indian place. It used to be when I walk into a restaurant, I don't know what to order. It bothers me, but I know exactly. Butter chicken with rice and maybe, what's that little thing you got as an appetizer, Sam? That like vegetable?
Pakora.
Pakora. That's it. That's my meal. That's it. I'm done.
I'm not going to let you be done, though. There's way too much. There's lots of good stuff.
Well, I had mulligatawny soup. I heard it in Seinfeld for years. I never had mulligatawny soup. It is way more interesting than I thought. Very lemony. Certainly up my alley. What about you guys? Eat anything interesting that you like?
Honestly, I think it was the same at a friend's. I think it was butter chicken, and it was spicy and with rice that had coconut milk in it, and it was amazing. And then she made some kind of cake. I can't remember the name of it. It's a British dessert with caramel sauce and ice cream and some kind of pudding, but I can't remember the name of it. Oh, it was so good. I never thought I was going to like it. Really, just from, if you told me the not the ingredients, but just the name of it, I was like, I don't know, I've never had it, you know? So, and when I had it, it was delicious.
There you go, exploring new ideas. You can do that. That's really wonderful. I like that. Butter chicken. Yeah, we're on board. So, Sam, are you going to jump on board to the butter chicken train here? Or you're going to be a rebel?
No chicken. No meat. Honestly, just before the Appreciationist, I got home from a session and I was starving, and the pleasure that I had to like prepare my leftover Indian food, like not the pleasure I had preparing it, but like when I started eating, I was just like, no, this is so good. Like just that. I appreciate being like really hungry, like too hungry to wait until 7:30, you know, and being able to like enjoy that food. And I mixed it all together. I added something to make it better, and it was just delicious.
That's really, really cool. We are going to be talking about fasting in the new year. Sam gave me this information, and I always knew the value of this. There was someone who, an actor who would go 16 hours without eating and then lost a pound a day for...
Yeah, something like that.
Over the week. It was really incredible. So we'll talk more about that. So as much as we like eating, not eating might be something cool to try out, but definitely very, very, very cool. You guys, what's coming up on the calendar real quick? I have an event coming up the 30th, this Friday. It's full right now. There's a waiting list. We're going to try to see how that goes, but definitely check that out. And Sam, what you got?
Tomorrow, I have Dating and Finding Love group life coaching. So all about how to make dating more fun, the best ways to go about finding love. So yeah, it's super fun. There's a couple of spots left. So tomorrow at 6:30 in Verdun.
Excellent.
Do I say something else? Yes, I will say something else. I will say groove dance. So we're going to be dancing. We're going to free yourself of inhibitions. That's on the 3rd of January. It's full, but I imagine, yeah, get on the waiting list. I'm sure you can go. Then another one I want to mention, public speaking. So it's a supportive leave your comfort zone workshop. That's going to be on January 15th. So you can check it out at Self-Discovery Montreal on Meetup for all the details.
Very cool. And you're doing another Ask a Life Coach on the 11th. Just want to let people know. Save that on your calendar. Really a lot of fun. My meetup this Friday is going to be about negative thought spirals and the mind space technique. So we're going to actually be teaching you how to create a space in your mind for peace. That's going to be a Levitate session.
Now,
a teaser for...
just let Val say hers, because she chose the locationist stuff today.
Yeah, it's on the 17th at Resto Vego. It's a workshop on key questions to give you more empowerment in your life. It's in French, though, even though I just translated the title, and I'm losing my voice. Sorry about it. It's at 6:30. I had it originally from 6 to 7, but it's now at from 6:30 to 8 o'clock.
Perfect. Question clé pour mieux créer votre réalité. Really cool workshop. You definitely want to check that out. That's going to be on the 17th. And hopefully we're getting it all together, but it looks like it might work on January 21st, where all of us, so Samantha, Barley, Valerie, Soule,
Are you sure about the date?
Huh?
Are you sure about the date?
January 20th. Yeah.
No. Yeah, that's what he said. 21st, yeah.
Okay.
That's a Saturday, isn't it?
You're scaring me, Sam.
Yeah, it's not the date. It's not the date.
Okay, anyway, in the next month, we're going to be, all four of us going to be getting together. So the whole TLOA team, we're going to sit down, we're going to be talking, anecdotes, answering your questions. We're going to have a little mingle in there, maybe some wine and cheese. So definitely keep an eye on our calendar. Lawofattraction.ca, and check out our calendar. Subscribe on meetup.com/TLOAMTL. TLOA is in the Law of Attraction, MTL is in Montreal. You can find out everything you need to know about Samantha at samanthabarley.com. And we can find out more about our lovely friend here, Valerie Soule, at thepowerofelmotions.ca. Right? Still?
Right. Yep.
Perfect. Thepowerofelmotions.ca.
Happy New
Year,
everybody. Check out all things Appreciationist at theappreciationist.com. And there we go. We did it.
We did it.
That's it.
Bye, guys. See you in 2017.
Bye.
Bye.
Tune in next Wednesday for another exciting episode of The Appreciationist. Take care, everybody.